This is a video I've been wanting to make for a while, and I've been sitting here today chilling out. It's nearing Halloween and watching horror movies, and I thought, what better time than now? And the premise of this video is to ask the question: could you survive 1 year in isolation at a Walmart supercenter? And real quick, I want to explain the idea behind, how this came to be in my head. Is in high school, my senior year, some friends and I were going to attempt to spend 24 hours in a Walmart, starting at around 6 in the evening. Well, it was going to snow that night, so my grandma wouldn't let me go, and I think uh, some other parents said no, or I don't remember what happened, but we didn't get to do it, and we never tried again to attempt it, which is odd. I figured we'd go maybe the next week, but nothing ever came of it. And then later on in college, my my psychology teacher, I almost said philosophy, he always offered people $60,000 to do an experiment where they would spend 1 year in absolute isolation and journal all their thoughts, and no one ever took him up on it. There's been a couple of points in my life now, looking back, that I wish I would have gotten a hold of him, but he passed away, I'm pretty sure, not too long after I had that class. Excuse me. So without further ado, let's jump in to how this would be surviving at Walmart for 1 year. And, while I'm talking about it, ask yourself, could you do it? And let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Now, there are some rules with this, and that is you get dropped off your first day at 8 a.m. with only the clothes on your back. You have no money, but you can use anything in that store without having to pay it back. All the food, absolutely anything. You have free reign at this Walmart. The only stipulation is you cannot use their internet, because you could communicate that way, so it wouldn't be true isolation. You can't speak with anyone. You cannot use the internet for absolutely anything. All of your entertainment and anything you need to look up and whatnot has to be sourced from within Walmart. You're going to be pretty busy the first couple of days because you've got to get things situated and ready to survive on your own in there for a year. So let's talk about food. There's a lot of perishable items there. You're going to want to eat up as much of the fresh produce as you can right off the bat. Now, I don't like wasting food, so and then you're going to have meat that's going to go bad. So this is what I would do. I would go back and get a juicer and get some Ziploc bags, okay? And I would take all of this back. I'd basically get anything I really needed to cook with and to bag up and store all this stuff. Get it all back to the deli, because I don't know what's in a Walmart deli, but from what I've seen, you could probably cook quite a bit back there. And if you need like a skillet or a hot pan, they've got those usually at Walmart that you can just plug in and use without having to have an actual stove. Plus, they've got a bakery back there, so you're all set. And what I would do is I'd probably eat a lot of salads and stuff, and I'd be juicing a lot of these fresh vegetables and drinking juice and getting my vegetables that way. I don't know if anyone could eat out the entire produce section before it goes bad, but it'd be worth the attempt. And as far as fresh meat goes, I would get it, and I would start. I'd start freezing it, because there's plenty of freezers at Walmart. They're going to be pretty full, but maybe you can reorganize things or just throw stuff, however you'd want to do it. But like steaks and like a pound of hamburger, stuff like that, you just go ahead and throw in the freezer as is. But like those big slabs of salmon, those like $20-$30 slabs of salmon, I buy those and I cut those up at home and stick them in freezer bags and freeze them. And then like hamburger meat, like the big 3-pound rolls, I'd hack that up into like pounds or individual serving sizes or whatnot, and put that and freeze it that way. So right off the bat, you want to do this food storage thing. And then most places have a Subway. You might want to eat up some of that stuff first too. Maybe live off sandwiches for a while. As far as those big slabs of lunch meat in the deli, you might want to slice all that up and start getting that, froze away, because you can freeze lunch meat. I actually looked that up for the purpose of this video, but you wouldn't want to freeze like a whole slab of turkey or pastrami or whatever. you'd want to shave that down into like serving sizes and bag it up, and you should have enough Ziploc baggies to do a lot of this, if not all of it. So that'd be the first part of the day, would be getting all that stuff prepped. And like I said, I would use the deli area and the bakery and all that. That would be where I would set up my food station. I'm assuming there's got to be sinks back there that you can wash all this stuff in. And then there's the food that's already frozen. You've got all your like TV dinners. You've got, huge bags of frozen vegetables, trays of lasagna, you name it. Walmart Supercenter probably has it, and you're gonna do okay on food. But after you prep this food, you're gonna need to figure out, where you're gonna sleep. Now, I didn't know this, and I try not to go into Walmart a whole lot. In fact, I order and do the pickup unless it's something I have to go in and get, or I really need to look at something. You're gonna need somewhere to sleep. And I know that Walmart, some of them do sell beds, and some of them sell those like mattresses that are like all rolled up in a box, and you just open them up and throw them out. I guess I don't know how they work, but you're going to pick an area to sleep in, and have an entertainment area in with TV and all that. But let's talk about the bed first. I would do this in the back, in the stockroom. I'd try and clear out an area or pick somewhere that that was kind of cozy and clear everything out, and I would set up a bed there. If they had the stuff to build a full bed, I would I'd build a full bed. If they didn't, they just had like those weird rollout mattresses or whatever, I'd just sleep on a mattress. Walmart usually sells futons. I'd build one of those, and I would use that for like the couch, obviously. I know someone wants to have a recliner. I'd probably set up a recliner too. Actually, I might just set up a recliner and forget the futon because it's just me. But maybe the futon for a change of pace on where to sleep or whatever. And so I'd get this bedding area and the furniture and stuff set up in an entertainment center. And then that's whenever I would go back to electronics. Now, since I can have and use anything I want in Walmart, I'm going to get the biggest, best TV there is. I'm going to get the biggest, best sound system there is, and I'm going to get every video game system they have and hook it all up to the back, hook it all up in my little makeshift living area so that I have, excuse me, whenever I am going to listen to music or I am going to watch a movie or something, I've got the best picture quality possible and I've got the best sound system possible. And I'm going to have all the video games and stuff set up to keep myself entertained. And that's basically, I think, just about anything I'd put in my little living area. Oh, I forgot to mention why I would put my living area in the back, like in the stockroom. That's because, Walmart's really bright, on the main floor. And when it's time to sleep, I think it'd be pretty eerie to kick all the lights off in a Walmart, if you even can, without cutting all the power. I don't know how it works there. I'm sure there's probably some way to do it. Now, everything, I would want to go in the back. I want to go in the back. If you've ever been to a stock room in Walmart, it's a little bit darker back there. So I just want to get out of the way real quick why I chose the back area. And anyway, so after I've got the food situation handled and the entertainment and living area situated, I probably, of course, get a coffee table or something. I'm probably going to eat back there and watch movies and whatnot. I would, and it'd be cool because you could use the little power scooter things to go through and, haul your food back there and eat and then haul it back out and do dishes and all that. But you're going to need a place to shower. And my original idea was to build like a shower curtain, makeshift shower curtain around one of the mop buckets and rig up a shower head out of that. But my wife had a better idea. And I'd forgot about those family bathrooms at Walmart. And they usually have a drain in the middle of the floor, or at least the ones what she said. And I think I recall seeing this too. You could run you a hose with a shower head from the sink and rig something to hold it up. And bam, you got a shower in the family bathroom. Also in the bathroom, you might want to put together some shelves or something to hold soap, something you don't care about getting wet. You're going to do the best you can to recreate a typical shower experience. That's what I'm trying to spit out in the Walmart family restroom. Now, after this will probably be a pretty long day of just getting all this stuff put together. In fact, I wonder if one could do that all in one day. You'd pretty much have to at least getting the food and the bed area ready, and who knows how long that would take. So the next day, so let's just say day 2, get the shower up and running if you haven't already. But then, you know, you're going to be in there for a year. You might as well get in better shape. And I know a lot of Walmarts sell, or they at least used to sell, weight benches and treadmills, but you really wouldn't need a treadmill because you've got the whole store to walk around. So I just stand in one place, and so you're gonna want to get a weight bench put together. If you don't have a weight bench, they've got free weights. Just set up some kind of workout station wherever you'd like. You might want to also, I mean, it really would be the perfect opportunity to get yourself in better shape and discipline yourselves on a few things. What was I going to say? If you like sports, some of them have basketball goals. I mean, you could set up a nice little gym area somewhere. I don't know where. It'd be at your discretion. You can move things around how you want. Me personally, I think I'd just set up a weight bench or some kind of little workout area. And let's keep talking about entertainment. I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video, I would grab a camcorder and start documenting everything that I was doing while I was in there. And I don't know. I think it'd be the great thing to look back on. And whenever you get out, you could have one hell of a YouTube channel. Like, hey, my 1 year in isolation at Walmart. So I go to electronics. I'd find the best computer they have, and I would set up a workstation for video editing. Probably set that up somewhere back in the living area in the stock rooms, or hell, maybe the break room. I forgot the break room. Hey, that'd be a nice. Well, you probably eat. I don't know. You could put things wherever you want. The break room would probably be like the relaxing dinner area, actually. But anyway, we'll put together a video editing station somewhere, and so make video editing, excuse me, part of your routine every day. And I think that's what's going to keep one's sanity in there, is to keep some form of routine. Like, once figure out, hey, this is all the stuff I know I'm going to be doing every day, and put together, your kitchen area in the deli or wherever you in the or wherever, and this is my living area, and then just figure out what you're going to be doing on a day-to-day routine, and establish a routine from that. Like, I'm going to get up, I'm going to eat. At the end of the night, I know I'm going to be video editing what I film during the day. And so we've got, and at this point in time, I'm going to do my exercising. So that's basically that. If and with the video, I mean, you're going to have all the time in the world. You could start opening up some of the toys and do like stop animation, movies with the figures, and you can get really creative and do a lot of stuff in there. And if you like to draw, you could draw. They've got art supplies. You could sketch or draw or paint or do whatever it is you do. Some Walmarts sell these instruments in the kids section, and I've actually played one of the guitars before, and for what it is, it's really not that bad, and anything's better than nothing. So, hell, you could maybe like set up a, one of those little drum sets and have a guitar and a bass, and then you'd have enough stuff there. You could rig up possibly a crappy recording studio. I don't know what kind of, if any, programs there are for recording on PCs, like multi-track recording. If they've got iPads, and Walmart sells iPads, and if those things, I don't know if those things come stock with GarageBand already on it. If it doesn't, you're out of luck, because you can't use the internet to download anything. But maybe you could set up a little, recording area for music and kick out some demos while you're there. Maybe keep a journal of everything. So, So you'd have like your music practice at one point of the day, your workout at one point, blah blah blah. Just a typical routine like you'd have at home. Uh, whenever I lived, but I still now that I'm married, I don't keep as much of a structure. But I used to have a very militant routine of go to work, go to the gym, come home, eat, work on music, read a book, go to bed. That was my day every day for a long time. That is, it'd be the same thing. One of the stipulations of doing this is that you can't go outside, okay? For nothing. There's nothing you can go outside for. Absolutely. So what are you going to do with the garbage? You're going to accumulate garbage. My idea is to throw it in the garage section of in the automotive department, because what are you going to need anything out of the automotive department for? Maybe grab some of the tools or something, but for the most part, I don't think you're going to need it. And that's an area you can kind of keep sealed off. So hopefully the smell and everything would be contained in there. And I don't know how much garbage one person would go through in a year. I know for me, living alone, I would change the garbage, I don't know, every 2 or 3 days. With a family, we change the garbage like once a day at least. Hell, some days probably twice. So I would put all the garbage in the body shop area, or whatever you'd call it, where they put the tires on, do the oil changes with the big car lifts. Shove the garbage off there. Get what tools you need out of it, and just make that a big garbage dump, because you're not going to need it for anything else. Lawn and garden. What are you going to do in the lawn and garden section? Well, I'll tell you what you could do is, most of those are pretty well ventilated. In fact, some of them are basically more or less are kind of like an outside area, like they've got these chained fence walls, or you know what I mean, like those, or like gates and stuff. And as long as you're not stepping outside of that, you're still you're permitted to go out to that area. You just can't get outside the store or open any kind of doors that would leave a completely free gap out into the free world. So any grilling and smoking of meats or whatever you'd want to do, you could do it out there, and it wouldn't fill the store with smoke, because if the store starts filling with smoke, I'm sure there's going to be fire alarms go off. They've probably got sprinklers that'll go off. I'm guessing they do. Maybe they don't. But anyway, if they do and it gets those go off, everything's going to get wet. You've got to assess if anything was damaged that you're going to need from the water. It just turns into a total nightmare. So what we're going to do is try and keep all the grilling and anything to do with fire out there. Also, that produce you had when you first went in isn't going to last forever. You could garden. You could set up. My wife had this idea: like grab a couple of kiddie pools, line them up, dump them full of what's it called? That black stuff made out of cow shit, fertilizer. Yeah, and if you can get a hold of any dirt, I don't know what all they've got back there, because I haven't helped garden in years, since I was a kid. But you could attempt to grow your own food. Surely they've got some kind of lamps or something for indoor growing. Well, I hope they do. But if the correct supplies are there, then you might want to consider growing some fresh vegetables. Eating the frozen vegetables is going to get old. Some people probably don't eat any vegetables, but I do. So once again, lawn garden has a very, very nice purpose during this time of isolation. What are you going to do about clothes? You came in with only the clothes that you have on. You didn't bring any extra. And depending on what size you are and maybe some other factors, there might not be a whole lot in there for you, or you might have to, you don't want to blaze through all the clothes they have. So you got to figure out a way to wash clothes. And I don't know if Walmart has any kind of washing system, like for cloths or rags, like some businesses do. or if they've got a washer set up anywhere. Dryer wouldn't be that big of a deal. You could always rig up a clothesline somewhere. Let's say they don't. Let's just, let's say that Walmart has no way to wash clothes. You've got to figure this one out yourself. Oh man, this would suck. What would I do? I was gonna say grab a kiddie pool and fill it with water and wash clothes, but those things are hard to dump out. It'd be hard to dump out. So what I would probably do is I would probably go to that the universal family bathroom. I couldn't think of what it was called. And I said I'd have a shower head rigged up. I would probably see if there was any way to swap that out with a hose, like a garden hose and a sprayer, so that I'd have better pressure. And I'd probably just hand wash the clothes. I've never had to hand wash clothes. I don't know what I do, but I guess I'd lather up a bunch of soap and rub my hands together, with the shirts and stuff, and then get that sprayer and just put them over the drain, and then just spray real hard if there's any stained areas. Ultimately, this isn't a fashion show. You're by yourself in Walmart for a year, but eventually I think you may run out of clean clothes or new clothes to keep putting on. So you have to learn how to clean your clothes. Maybe you've got a better idea. I don't know anything about hand washing clothes. So drop it in the comments below if you have a good idea. So that basically covers the necessities. From here on out, it's routine and entertainment that's going to get you through this. Because first couple of days, like I said, you're going to figure out where you want to cook your meals at, store away perishable food you're going to want to wait for later. And the food, to me, that's one of the reasons I'd love to do this. I've thought about this extensively for something that's never, ever going to happen. It'd be awesome just knowing, hey, here's this something I've always wanted to try, but didn't want to spend the money on it because I might not like it. Or, hey, I'd like to try this new recipe that I've read in one of the cooking magazines that I've picked up at the checkout aisle, looking through stuff to read or something to do. Or, just whatever. Just that, I just think the food would be the coolest part of it. And then, when I talk about this would be a good chance to get in shape. Oh God, I'd probably just keep gaining weight. But you got all the time in the world to exercise. And like I said, routine is one of the things that's going to get through it. Get up, eat breakfast, walk X amount of laps around Walmart, eat lunch, play video games, work out, go to bed, whatever. Me personally, I'd be video editing would be part of it. I would try, like I said, like hell, to figure out some way to multi-track record and be trying to cut some kind of really crappy sounding albums and stuff in Walmart. But even if you're not a creative type person, or I'd be drawing or whatever. If you're not creative, it would force you to get creative. You'd have to figure out something to do. I guarantee you would come out with a new hobby or two. So I think that about wraps that up. And like the possibilities are endless though. You could go get the BB guns out and set up targets and shoot them. You could, who knows? I can't even think of it all. You could hook up a basketball, go and play basketball. There's all kinds of stuff you could do. The only thing that would suck is that you have no human interaction, and we are a social animal, and we humans, it screws with their heads being in isolation. Like if you look at prisoners who go in the hole or whatever, and they're in solitary confinement or whatever it's called. You know what I'm saying? It says it screws with their head real bad. But they don't have all this stuff to do and all this food to eat and all this stuff. But it'd still probably drive you a little bonkers. You most likely, there's a good chance you're going to have booze and cigarettes in there if you like to party. I don't know how fun it would be to party alone all night, although I've drank alone many times without speaking to anyone, and that's been years ago. That's, I don't know if that'd be very fun, because I'd start wanting to talk to somebody. Now what you're probably going to and if you smoke, remember you got to smoke indoors. You can't go outside. So if cigarette smoke bothers you, you better head out to the lawn and garden where you smoke your meats. Where you smoke your meats, where you're going to smoke your tobacco. So, what was I going to say? I remember what I was going to say. I was going to say, if you're isolated in Walmart, you're not going to have any idea what's going on in the world, and I think it would be a big stress relief to a lot of people. And I just thought of this. You cannot listen to the radio while you're there. I should have said that at the beginning, but I just thought of this. Radio broadcasts or something coming from outside the realm of Walmart, and anything from the outside cannot come in for a year. You can listen to music all you want, CDs, records, whatever, but you're not listening to any. You're not listening to the top 40. You're not listening to ball games. It's just not happening. You can't. Yeah, you're not going to have any knowledge of what's going on outside of that Walmart. And I think it'd be a big stress relief. I think people would be happier because I think social media gets people worked up into a frenzy over stuff that they might not know about otherwise, or they might not care about. It's like you're forced to care. I'm not, because I don't give a shit. But like I used to start getting worked up over stuff, and I realized, you know what? I don't know enough about this to have a real educated opinion on it. So I if I start getting worked up over something, I shut it. I just scroll past it. I shut it off. In fact, I try not to spend a whole lot of time on Facebook at all. But enough about me. The point is, I think that's one thing that would improve your mental health, is not knowing what was going on in the outside world. Besides, you're going to be taken care of for a year straight. You're probably not going to go hungry or really need anything, because you're at the one store where you can get just about anything you want. And with that said, I don't really think there's much else to talk about. Routine, and being creative on finding ways to entertain yourself. That's what'll pull you through. Any thoughts or opinions or any ideas you have on this, if it were to ever happen, shoot it in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. And I know this is a silly video, but with the crazy stuff we got going in the world, we need some more silliness out there. And I've thought about this way too much before I made this video on something that will, of course, never happen. But if I was given the opportunity to do it, I probably would. I probably would. Everyone take care. Let me know your thoughts.